So in the true crime world, it's odd. It's like often split down the middle in a sense. A lot of killers like to take responsibility, whether it's them taking responsibility that they really feel bad about what happened and they just, want to do their time and get right with God. The circumstances of their case was what it was, and they have actual remorse, or you have killers that are just sick, sadistic killers that will take responsibility for their kills and want to claim it like a badge of honor. Or sometimes, you get killers that are put behind bars for pretty much ever. And, they will tell where other kills that they were responsible for, where, help the families get closure, like, owning up to all their kills, if cutting deals, if they can avoid prosecution or not. And then you got some that use whatever info they have as bargaining chips to get whatever little bit of, I don't know if I want to say privileges, or put me in this prison or that prison. I'd rather do my bid there. Like they use what information that can be valuable in any way as bargaining chips. But then you have some killers that just never want to own up. They always claim it's a conspiracy. It wasn't them. It wasn't true. Sometimes very little times that is true, but more often than not, they get the right killer behind bars. Let me know your thoughts about all that in the comment thread below, as well as this case that we're covering here. I don't know if you guys remember this case. It was from a couple years ago. This woman, Kaylee A. Brackett, was charged and convicted of killing her friend, Kim Neptune. There was another guy named Donnell Dana who was charged as well. But when they went to trial, only Kaylee Brackett was convicted. Donald Dana, it was like a hung jury, pretty much deadlocked. After it, it was officially deadlocked in a hung jury, he ended up taking a plea to a lesser crime of hindering apprehension of prosecution for disposing of evidence related to Brackett's murder charge. And, she got slayed, Brackett, with 55 years in prison. And the other day at that sentencing hearing, she is one of the convicted killers, as I was speaking of in the intro of this video, that is still claiming she didn't do it. She's claiming she's innocent, and she's saying the killers are still out there at large. So it sounds like she's saying that her or this Donnell Dana guy weren't responsible, or like the real killers are out there and they could kill someone else. And this is what she was saying at her sentencing hearing. I mean, when it comes to sentencing, the judge pretty much, I think majority of the time, has the sentence that they're going to impose already, ready to go, as there's guidelines and whatnot when it comes to crimes based on the crime, convictions, previous convictions and stuff like that. But for the most part, they're going to hand down the same sentence, in my opinion. Let me know what you think below. But sometimes maybe they're like, I'm thinking of giving between this and this many years. And maybe they truly want to see what the person that they're about to sentence has to say and judge it, if they think that they are sincere or are going to have remorse or are going to take responsibility for the crime. But this woman is saying still she didn't do it. You guys got it all wrong. The justice system is failing me. It's failing the public. It's failing the victim and her family, as the true killers are out there and they could kill again. But if you followed this case at all, and I'm truly interested to know if anyone out there did, if you remember this case, it was a semi-high profile case. Kim Neptune, the victim, again, who was friends with Kaylee A. Brackett, was stabbed 484 times. The media puts it out there and says 500. I don't know why, or nearly 500. I guess it just has more of a sensational sound to it. But it was ruled by the investigators to be 484 stab wounds. And she was wrapped in a blanket, left in her own home, where her brother ended up finding her and calling law enforcement. And, the investigation was underway. And fast forward to where we are now, these two people were charged once again, K1LL3R Brackett and Donnell Dana. But Brackett was convicted. Dana deadlocked. It seems like the court more or less looked at him like, hey, we think you had something to do with it, that you were there, that you were present, but that you did not commit the killing yourself. And, obviously, once again, he took a lesser plea bargain. So the court looked at that as justice. They're saying that they feel justice was served, that she was convicted, he wasn't, that he was involved in the crime, and that with him taking this plea bargain, he's taking responsibility for that much for his involvement. And it's further proof of Brackett being the real killer. But she's in here giving this big speech and speaking out with this statement and the sentencing, just, trying to claim that she wasn't, the real killer, which personally, it's not a case that I followed super, super closely, but I followed it enough that I believe they got the right killer or killers. Both of them weren't flat out convicted for the killing, but Brackett did it, and in my opinion, and we don't have to just say allegedly, at this point, this is proven fact because of the trial. But I don't know, like, some would say, well, if she's already going to jail, etc., why wouldn't she take responsibility? But if when you take something to trial, if you lose, you have grounds for an appeal. Now, the other guy, her co-defendant, who again took a lesser plea after a deadlocked hung jury, he doesn't. When you take a plea, you sign a waiver of appeal. But I'm guessing, because a lot of people will say, well, what would be the reasoning that she just wouldn't fess up and take responsibility? She's going away for 55 years. I mean, at this point, she's still hopeful to get an appeal. If you ask me, that appeal isn't looking too good. But it'll be interesting to see if and when that appeal does happen, if after that point in time, the conviction still holds up, if she changes her tune then and does accept responsibility, or if she keeps trying to run with this I didn't do it narrative, But get in the comments. Let me know what you think about this case. Once again, if you filed it, and with her not taking responsibility, and just your thoughts in general when it comes to convicted killers, either taking or not taking responsibility for their kills. And even if they do, if you feel that these individuals ever really have real remorse, or more than not, they do not. I'm intrigued to know and to talk about it with everyone out there in the comment thread. If you're new to this channel, you're just finding it, make sure to like this video, help us bust through and break it through in the algorithm, so we can get more people discussing it all, as, that's what it's all about over here, hearing from all the people on crime, true crime, and all that. So thanks for watching, subscribe. Look forward to talking with you in the comments. Stay tuned for updates, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.